Good morning, Ashwood. Welcome to your Friday challenge. So it's not really as much of a challenge today, but as a game that you can play at home. So again, this is something you could play on your own, but at the same time, it'd be really good if you had family members at home or siblings that you could play this game with. That'd be fantastic, because it does work really well as a competitive game against others, but you can compete individually. So we're going to use some of the skills we've been using this week and using our coordination to play the game. So what you'll need for this game is some kind of target to aim for. So I'm going to use this big red bucket. You can find other buckets at home. You can use a saucepan, frying pan, anything that you can aim into as a target, a paper bin that's clean again, anything that you can use as a target. And again, I'll show you different ways you can play the game. So you might want to bring a racket into the game. You can just use your throwing skills in the game. So I'm going to start by just using my throwing skills. Again, if you have beanbags at home, you can use beanbag, you can use a pair of socks for this game, you can use a tennis ball, you could use a football, anything that you could throw, paper screwed up into a ball, anything you could throw into the target will work. You can do this indoors, outdoors, just to make sure you've got plenty of space and you're being safe when playing the game. So what you need is, like I said, something to throw with, and the person you're playing with, if you're playing as multiple people at home, you can play this game with 2 or 3 people. You need to make sure everyone has their own beanbag, ball, piece of paper, or whatever they're using to play the game. Now, the target, I'm going to pop somewhere in front of me. Pop it there, okay? This is called Beanbag Golf. Now, this is the golf hole, so we've set up a golf hole. I'm just going to take a few steps away. I'm going to go for here. So I've gone 3 steps away, and I've got a little marker here on the floor. So I'm just going to mark it. Okay, so I've marked on the floor what I want to be. You can mark with chalk if you're outside, you can pop down a pair of socks, you can pop a beanbag on the floor to show where you're going to throw from. So I know it's here on my pavement, I've got some slabbing stones, and it's just here where the exit, so that's where we're throwing from. So when we're playing against other people, we all start from the same position. So this is our golf tee, okay, where we do our throw from. Or if you're using a racket and you want to flip it off your racket, okay, you can do that as well. So I'm going to use my throwing technique, so my point, my look, point my toes towards my target, and just like in golf, it's how fewer throws we take to get it into our target. So I'm going to take a throw, okay, I walk over to where it landed, so it didn't go in because it popped out of the bucket at the back. If I was playing against my partner, I'd let my partner have their throw now, and they'd take a throw, and if they managed to get it in, that would be a hole in one. If, like me, they missed, you go to where your beanbag or your ball or piece of paper landed, and you take your second shot, just like in golf, from there. So take my second shot, so I managed to get to my target in 2 shots. Okay, so the object would be to see if the person playing against can beat that score, or if I was playing on my own, I'd go back to my golf tee and I'd have a second go and see if I can beat my score of 2. So that was a hole in 1. Okay, so I beat my first score. So again, if you're playing against somebody else, whoever the winner of the hole or who didn't win the hole might choose where the hole goes next. So I'm going to keep my tee over there where I started, and I'm going to put the bucket, okay, actually I'm going to go for a bit closer. So I'm going to go for a closer hole this time. Okay, so I go back to my tee, it's a closer target, hole in 1, okay. You can, like I said, if you have a racket or something at home, you might want to use that. So I'm just going to balance the beanbag on the racket, okay, and flip it into the hole. So it's the same process, so look, point, toes facing the right way, and try and flip it into the target. So you can play with rackets as well at home if you want to. And if you had a tennis ball and want to make it more like tennis, you can play the same game and see if you can hit the ball into the target, okay? And again, wherever the ball ends up, that's where you take your second or third shot from. So if you missed the target, okay, then you need to go and play your second shot from there. If you're playing with a target that's a bit flat, that doesn't really hold the tennis ball, if the tennis ball lands in the target but bounces out, you can count that as in, okay? So really, you can be creative with this game. It's about having a target, picking yourself a golf tee, and then trying to get the object that you're sending, so tennis ball, football, piece of paper, pair of socks, anything, and how fewer shots or throws it takes to get that item into the target. Okay, so again, keep moving your golf hole around, keep your tee the same place, so you can move the golf hole closer, further away. Each round you can play with something different, so like there I played with beanbag first rounds, and then I changed it to play with a tennis racket and a beanbag, and then a tennis racket and a tennis ball. Okay, you could even use a football. Okay, so you could have your target on the floor, and then you can grab yourself a football. So grab yourself a football, oh, just fell over there, and you can do the same. So it could be that you're going to do a drop kick and try and get it to your target. Okay, I let the football bounce and roll, and it stopped. It stopped over here, and I do the same, and I try and just get it into the target. Okay, so you could even do it with a football. All right, so there's different ways you can play that game with coordination. So just experiment with it, have fun at home. Again, try and beat your own scores, but play against other people in your household. Okay, well done this week, Ashford. Next week we're going to be looking at dance, and hopefully through our YouTube videos I'm going to help you create your own dances at home over the week, and we're going to select a few of our favourite Just Dance videos for you to have a go at home as well. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.